Sir, a couple of weeks ago, we dove into what is, in my opinion, the very real possibility for an end update inside of Minecraft 1.22. Now, in that episode, sincerely, I thought that I had every single end Easter egg covered. But I said, if I missed any, call them out down in the comments below, just in case. And oh boy, you did. On top of that, since then, I've done nothing but thinking. That's right, no eating, no living, no breathing, all just thinking. Here are even more Minecraft 1.22 end hints. Where does life begin, with the chicken or the egg? Well, today, it begins with the egg. Eggs. Inside of Minecraft, we've got like 4 or so eggs. Out of our 4 eggs that are in the game, only 3 of those eggs are placeable. Out of those 3 eggs that are placeable, only 1 of those eggs looks like an insane monstrosity from like Roblox or something, I don't know. Most recently added in Minecraft 1.20, the sniffer egg, I mean, it's huge, it's blocky. The turtle egg, on the other hand, I mean, it's small, but it's absolutely blocky. The dragon egg, added like, I don't know, when I was 3 years old. Well, I don't even know what the heck is going on with this thing. And to be honest, neither do the devs. So this one, it kind of all goes down over on Twitter, and it went down on Twitter earlier this summer. Earlier this past summer. Oh my god, don't remind me. Chi, over on Twitter, one of the big texture creators over at Mojang. Love how I pushed a 6+ year old dragon egg model to fix, and the community started talking about an end update. Who put a mirror on Twitter? That's weird. Anyways, are you thinking about the Ender Dragon should maybe look a little bit more like the sniffer egg? Yeah, probably. Could be a chunky sniffer egg using like 3 meshes instead. Oh my god, it's beautiful. I'm in love. It's like perfection. I can't even hype it up any more than the initial picture itself does the job. It's just, it's beautiful. To follow all of that up, I know, it's a doodle, which I slapped the dragon egg texture on top of. We'll need a little bit more time to figure out how it should actually be unmonstrosified. Absolutely not going in order of least hint to most hint, but absolutely beginning with this little loose one right here, I figured I'd go ahead and mention it, that the devs aren't exactly thoroughly happy with the dragon egg and how it actually, like, you know, properly looks. And what the update but an end update would be better to actually go ahead and fix this model up, maybe rocket it into the modern era. So right now, current era, you know how it goes. My biggest obsession, other than the fall vibes that I'm feeling outside, my biggest obsession is the Minecraft snapshots. I love to talk about them. It gets me like one of the high points of my week every single week. Related to the Minecraft snapshots, recently the Minecraft website got a big redesign. Now on these Minecraft snapshot pages, if I say try and find myself a snapshot that just straight up doesn't exist, then we get this interesting little error page. Now on this error page, I've got a little cursor. I can float it around inside of the Minecraft cave or whatever image that I'm looking at. One of the scenes that we could potentially get here is a mineshaft, relatively inconspicuous, maybe cave update in, I don't know, but a mineshaft. However, that is not the only image that I can get. Occasionally, I will get a very different error message, and this error message contains a stronghold that, well, actually doesn't even exist. Alright, so let's take a look at this scene. Right here, we've got our familiar looking portal room. I mean, it's a portal, it's floating above the lava, we've got the lava benches, whatever. The most intriguing part of this image, it occurs beyond the gateway. Past those iron bars, zooming in way far. Oh, thank you, I've got the world's best editor. Matter of fact, show him some love by tapping like on this video and maybe even double checking, making sure you're subscribed. I mean, who wouldn't want to miss out on me falling down the rabbit hole into future Minecraft updates? Anyways, in the far background, it looks like we have definitely some kind of carpet sitch going on, but weird stone blocks placed in the middle. Is it maybe like a physically built out bed, a table? I don't know, but that doorway doesn't exist in the current structure either. The stronghold is one of Minecraft's oldest, most untouched structures in the entire game. And heck, in fact, I know I'm definitely not the only one, but ever since Minecraft 1.18, the Caves and Cliffs update part 2, and they added like the whole really cool deep slate generation and everything, at least just some of the community, including myself, has been wondering what the heck is going on with the... Oh man, who took my light away? This situation, we have the whole like deep slate generation, then all of a sudden we find the stronghold and we have classic stone brick generation. If only there was like deep slate bricks in the game for this, right? That would be a dream, right? They'd probably look so good. Anyways, the stronghold, it's no denying, it's a quite dated feeling structure. It's pretty small even compared to some of the more modern structures the devs have been adding to the game. For example, the trial chambers and how beautiful that generation is. From better generation to brand new rooms to maybe even some more clever modern era traps. Heck, even the walls just make them deep slate when the structure generates so deep. A stronghold update and a mossy deep slate update? Oh, it'd be a dream. The comments, you guys, my bosses. In the part 1, I said if I missed a hint or you've got a hint, call it out. One thing that I saw quite a few people point out has to do with perhaps Minecraft's greatest spin-off. 3 years ago. I can't believe it's been so long. I feel like it was yesterday. I was just seeing this trailer for the first time and speculating on it all. But 3 years ago, Echoing Void, a Minecraft Dungeons expansion, the trailer dropped. Inside of this trailer, we can see perhaps some of the coolest end update concepts of all time. Take into account the fact that Minecraft Dungeons was made by the official Mojang studio, and maybe, just maybe, some of these ideas aren't too far from reality. So aside from some kind of strange looking Enderman, of course, all over the place, we've got blocks on blocks on blocks. Inside of the place, all over the place, we also have familiar looking structures like End just general island generation and a little bit of the End city as well. The big bad guy of Minecraft Dungeons, the pillagers, they've also invaded the End. Maybe that could be a mechanic that's drawn into the End. I mean, after all, imagine how fire would be that after exploring for hours on hours inside of the End, this is so like empty or whatever, eventually you find like an abandoned hut, almost like an End city, but much smaller and on the ground, and it's like signs that you aren't actually the first one to have been out here into the End. Are things inside of a spin-off game viable hints, if you will, for the main game? That's a whole debate that we could have in a different video. Either way, though, just wanted to point out that inside of Minecraft Dungeons, there was already an end update, and it's pretty fire looking. Like, look at that beautiful block. I'm sorry, I'm so fixated. It's like default time, leaves. I'm seeing the hints everywhere. Please, fall, add it to Minecraft. Oh, wait, that's a different video. Next up, let's take a trip, a vacation, if you will, to a different place, a distant place, an era far long gone. April 2024. This year, for Mojang's annual April Fool's prank, we got none other than a brand new dimension. This brand new dimension consists of floating islands in an area that seems like the sky. Wait, floating islands in an area that seems like the sky. Alright, so you have to pinch me for this one, but I can't remember if I touched on this one fully, thoroughly, like I wanted to in part 1. The potato update. The situation going on inside of it is suspicious to say the least. The land generation. I mean, clearly, in this form, it's a little bit DIY, pieced together for, after all, it's just a joke update. But the land formation and the generation that's going on here is insanely crazy and also insanely unique. Like, take a look at how this land actually bridges over other parts of the land. I mean, like the vanilla Minecraft End, it's not all on the same y-axis and basically the same looking. From years past, we know that most of these April Fool's updates are just joke updates, but some of these things, they actually end up getting added to the vanilla game. The land generation is the big one that I want to point out here, because imagine an end dimension that maybe is still relatively bare bones like so many people want, but at the least has much cooler and better generation. We're talking islands that aren't all on the same Y level, maybe islands that kind of have like waterfall features and cave features, things inside of it. You know, gosh, like really, literally anything. Anything would be better than what's currently going on, and I'll take it. Now, the potato update, there was a whole lot inside of it. I'm sure there's even more one could maybe potentially unpack for an end update. Like perhaps that last, like green trees. How cool would that be? If you want to get the green wood, you'll find it in the end. But at least for today, I think we'll go ahead and leave it at the large land formation. Just like before, if there's something that you've noticed that could be a huge end update hint, drop it down in the comments below. And I mean, I didn't think I was going to make part 3, but I guess you never know. Just like how it's super important that you vote this year, back in April of 2023, it was also very important that you vote, but maybe in a little bit different of a context. Rewinding things back 1 year farther, we're talking 2023 Super Fire Joke Update Snapshot. Inside of that one, there was also, well, a whole brushful, an entire bunch of end update hints, the vote update. So the whole thing here was different to game mechanics. They will pop up and be proposed. For example, changing the overworld shape. Inside of the menu here, if I tap on vote, I could go ahead and vote for this proposal, or I could skip it and not vote. Oh, but inside of each proposal too, maybe you want to like read the vote thing, because I've already voted and locked it in. But yeah, there were like different options here that you could vote for too. Oh, now, it's been a while since I've taken a look at it, but I believe it all kind of begins with a little thing called the Big Moon. If I go ahead and approve that, then wait for things to flip over to the nighttime, oh my god, the moon is gigantic, and if I actually, like, stop touching the keyboard for a minute, I'm physically being drugged towards the moon, almost as if it's like, taking me somewhere. Another rule that is very important for this one, the air block rule. Now, interestingly, when I passed that one, applied edible air blocks, packed air to survive in the moon, and rideable balloon cows to get there. Rideable balloon cows to get there. Oh, let's see if I can remember how to even do it. So if we set on a cow right here, we can clearly ride it. That's different. Next up, we need a block called an air block. After that, cow friend, here you go. Go ahead and feed the cow a bunch of air, then jump on the cow and, sooner or later, please, sooner. Let's try that one more time. Go ahead and feed the cow a bunch of air, and then sooner or later, I get rocketed all the way up into the air. The cow explodes, and just like that, I'm now falling all the way down to the surface. The surface of what looks to be the end, except greatly improved. Now, first off, the first thing we notice is the generation. It's entirely different. Imagine the end getting a terrain revamp and maybe craters being a piece of the generation. Inside of this moon dimension here, like we've talked about a lot, but a long time ago, well, there are tons of new, different, strange hints and behaviors inside of it. For example, the brand new bar for survival called air. Basically, every once in a while on my hotbar, I've got these air items. I need to consume them to refill my whole breathing situation and kind of like, yeah, you know, breathe. Another pretty crazy one here, the blocks, they're actually edible. This is interesting, and I have no clue what that could hint at, but it's a thing. Maybe inside of some kind of end update, we could have a moonwalking cows, haha, very funny. But even more intriguingly, gravity, that behaves a little bit differently. Like, the idea of being able to jump from end island to end island has always intrigued me. Another super spicy one here has to do with the structure that you can find inside of the end. There was maybe a hint for 1.21. So from time to time, you find this little rover right here. If I go ahead and tap onto this pressure plate, like jump, land, a little explosion thing happens, I move out of the way, a rocket lands. Interestingly, this is all made out of copper, by the way, but we give it a second and slowly but surely a brand new structure is generated in front of my eyes. Now this structure, it's pretty great, haha. And slowly, after this structure generates, after a little bit of time, all over this thing, it'll magically turn into it. We'll find a strange looking block that, well, I mean, gosh, it's really interesting. It looks just like the copper grate from Minecraft 1.21. Out of anything that could be an end update hit inside of this vote update, gosh, I hope it's the jumping mechanic. Or I guess it would be better to say out of anything that could be implemented inside of an end update. Still, to this day, I feel like this entire place has some kind of strange hint, right? Maybe we just haven't got it yet. Next up, throwing us back, but not as far back, this summer, the Ender Cup. We talked quite a bit about Ender Cup in part 1. But there is an interesting one that I don't even know how, but it lapsed my entire memory. Inside of the Ender Cup, we had this little thing called the Ace Race. The Ace Race took place inside of this strange land that was the sky. This strange land that was the sky. I mean, that's kind of like the extreme version of whatever the heck is going on inside of vanilla Minecraft's end. This land exists inside of the clouds for an intense race. And inside of that intense race, one other item was featured. That item? None other than the Elytra. Hey, land that exists inside of the clouds, maybe far beyond, whatever. Yeah, that's right. The end. Look, I know this is probably a reach, but it's a thing. Maybe it's a very subtle, the most subtle way Mojang has cooked up yet to hint at the end update. Next up, a couple of comments from you guys that intrigued me a lot. Still on that topic of the MCC event from this summer. It's obviously super weird that they show off the MCC event that isn't even in the regular game. Green endstone bricks, new obsidian, pink crystals, chorus fruit having an actual flower on top, and probably even more. Yeah, so unfortunately, the whole MCC event in the server is 100% gone, and I couldn't really find like a hard, cold footage of it anywhere to prove all of this stuff. But at the least, I thought this was a super intriguing comment and definitely adds to what we were just talking about a second ago and in part 1. So thank you. The Minecraft movie, known as a Minecraft movie. According to this comment right here, there was, at least at some point, some kind of interesting leak about another Ender Dragon. Now, the leaks, there's been a lot of crackdowns as to what's going on with the leaks, but I think it's fair and valid to take a look at the wiki page, because, I mean, this is all just, like, general public information here. On the wiki page, I couldn't really find much about a whole Ender Dragon situation. However, scrolling down to concept artwork, there are some interesting things. First up, fire concept art. Like, I want this printed out on a poster of an Enderman that's so good looking. Another one of an Enderman, this time inside of a forest, and maybe that's inside of the end. Maybe it's just like the overworld, but either way, terrifying. This is also pretty old concept art, which brings up the fact that, remember, the movie's kind of been talked about since 2016. Some interesting concept art here for the Elytra and how it might actually look like IRL. And then a storyboard shot of what appears to be the end or something going on here. This woman almost looks like maybe she's the embodiment of the Ender Dragon, at the least Obsidian Pillar, the end. Going ahead and scrolling through a little bit more. Is that the dragon? Is that her? She's gorgeous. Even more terrifying end stuff too. Look at how tall the Enderman is here against our protagonist, and then like teleporting around. Oh, no thank you. Nice try. Those legs and knees and the Minecraft movie. Clearly, we know it's going to be inside of the Nether. Will it be inside of the end from the trailer? It's not exactly clear. But the comment that spurred my whole little investigation this past weekend, thank you. Now, I could go through the comments all day long. There were quite a few interesting ones. However, the last one I'd like to talk about, it's not actually even from part 1. Instead, it's from this video right here, talking about the new way Mojang is going to do things. In the announcement post, they really honed in on feedback and how they're listening to the community and everything like that. And what is probably the biggest thing that the community wants? Oh, yeah, right, an end update. So maybe that was a subtle hint too. Or maybe I lost it. I don't know. Alright, now today we've reached the conclusion of today's video. If you've been enjoying it, tap like, subscribe for more, check out the playlist afterwards. This last reason, it's a reason that's kind of been right behind us the whole time and is admittedly a little bit abstract. The cape, this beautiful one that I keep getting questions about. Oh, it's gorgeous. 15. This year is Minecraft's 15th anniversary, and it seems like this whole year, they've been hyping it up to be Minecraft's biggest year yet. So far, it's looking so good, especially if capes are the thing that gets you hyped. How perfect would it be to kind of end the 15-year celebration with an end update? Of course, this end update would release in the game's 16th year. However, it would be revealed in the 15th year at Minecraft Live 2022. Maybe the best way the devs could say thank you to the community is give them an update that they know the community absolutely really wants, and would be an update that would be so fire and probably one of the best ones of all time. I mean, Minecraft would have its third renaissance. What do you think? Do you think Minecraft 1.22 is going to be an end update? Tell me most of your thoughts and opinions, feelings down below. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I appreciate you. It's been me, Waddles. I will see you. It's been me, Waddles, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.